You're listening to Soap Dirt, the most recent updates on entertainment on television. Hey fans of General Hospital, I have your two spoilers for Monday, September 23 through Friday, October 4. Alexis worries that Heather is optimistic and that Holly could, for once, be lending a hand. We're going to go right in with the spoilers for Monday, September 23rd. This is Belinda from Soap Opera DT. While at a pub, Molly is chatting with Deck, telling her that the cosmos is trying to tell her something. You're listening to Soap Dirt, the most recent updates on entertainment on television. Hey fans of General Hospital, I have your two spoilers for Monday, September 23 through Friday, October 4. Alexis worries that Heather is optimistic and that Holly could, for once, be lending a hand. We're going to go right in with the spoilers for Monday, September 23rd. This is Belinda from Soap Opera DT. While at a pub, Molly is chatting with Deck, telling her that the cosmos is trying to tell her something. That her eatery things about Bobby's diner are highly charged, and he's telling her that people aren't always who they seem to be. I believe he's trying to convince her that, despite the appearance that I was going to abduct you, I'm not really that bad. But bygones, I just can't believe that Portia knows too much about Brad Cooper. They didn't really overlap, but having Brad there, it begs a lot of concerns about who is the real test subject. Portia is upset with Terry for rehiring Brad Cooper. Manipulation on Tuesday, September 24. Dante and Chase are at odds. They are clearly at odds over this Jagger shooting case. While Alexis is the primary suspect, Chase can't truly ignore the fact that Dan's father is a mobster who detested him. On Tuesday, TJ goes to his Aunt Stella and opens up to her. Presumably, it's the same topic of talk about which he was receiving guidance from Curtis. Have gun will travel and all that Diane runs interference for someone about. Carly and Sunny meet for a strategy session. She is playing a fool's game by acting as his alibi. We'll see if she pushes back. Alexis also has a very interesting and straightforward conversation with her new lawyer, Martin Gray. As you can see, he has a beard, and when he shaves it off, I assume the accent goes with it. Many people miss his accent, but I felt it was exaggerated because I come from a Southern family. A tad excessive, but as it stands, he's just your average old Marty now, sans the shucks accent he had on Wednesday, September 25. Christina and her dad Sonny have a tearful conversation, and I know she worries a lot about Alexis. She must be aware that her dad shot Jagger. After all, it seems like most people in Port Charles should be aware of that. Sidwell knows that something is going on between Anna and Jason, so he has enticed them back to his camp with a very high-stakes offer that could mean the difference between life and death. But as it stands, he's just your average old Marty now, sans the shucks accent he had on Wednesday, September 25. Christina and her dad Sonny have a tearful conversation, and I know she worries a lot about Alexis. She must be aware that her dad shot Jagger. After all, it seems like most people in Port Charles should be aware of that. Sidwell knows that something is going on between Anna and Jason, so he has enticed them back to his camp with a very high-stakes offer that could mean the difference between life and death. Unless Holly breaks the news, they are all in the same cell. However, it appears that Jason learns that his sister Lulu is dying, which is why Jason and Anna are in the camp. They are attempting to get him out so he may give a portion of his liver. Stella and Tracy spend time together, and I always look forward to their scenes. On Friday, September 27, when Ned receives some startling information, Drew interrupts Willow and Michael. I'm not sure if Tracy's gloating is related to the Cody and Sasha situation, but everything seems so strange. I'm trying to figure out exactly who she is supporting. She seemed to be worried about Sasha, but she has been spending a lot more time with Cody. I don't think she has a crush on him like Mac was concerned about, but perhaps she sees something in him. It's not romantic, but I hope she's not taking advantage of the fact that things aren't working out between them. Lucy had a fascinating conversation with Natalia Ramirez, the CFO of Deception, and she will provide her with a brief history lesson. Carly is back with Brennan by Friday, but this time they're over at the WSB office. They are both looking a little stressed out, so that might be a view of the goings-on in Kenya. Maybe some kind of satellite footage of something Diane has. Tracy has made it very clear that she doesn't like Lucy and she doesn't like Sunny. So I guess the history lesson is going to be about one or both of them. It should be pretty eye-opening for Natalia. An evening out on the town with Robert, and Holly takes a chance and acts boldly in the hopes of freeing Jason, Anna, and Lucky from Sidwell. Perhaps she can seize her bracelet and they can flee, which brings us to the week of September 30 through October 4. Although it appears that Lucky won't be home by that date, he should at least be moving in that direction by the end of the 2 weeks we're talking about. I do worry that the severe beating he received has harmed his liver. His tests won't be accurate enough, or Lulu will require a whole new liver by the time he returns. Speaking of Lulu, her family is extremely concerned about the way her test results are going. Dr. Gannon, also known as Lucky's friend Isaiah, will soon join the GH staff. You may recall that they were just discussing staffing shortages when a transplant doctor by chance happened to cross their path in Port Charles, deep in the Pine Barrens. Yep, they will be hiring him shortly. And he ought to be formally handling Lulu's case. Marty is desperate to win Alexis's case, but I wonder how long it will take him to realize that the man covering his legal fees is the real culprit in this federal murder case. Dante and Carly will be going crazy shortly. Carly is quite concerned when she and Brennan look at the TV because she knows that Jason and Anna are there attempting to get Lucky. Perhaps Holly can save them all. Jason Anna is unlucky to be returning to Port Charles, and Holly is joining them as well. This could present issues for Robert and Diane, who recently enjoyed a nice evening out. Hopefully, they will return without a Sidwell assassin pursuing them. Drew becomes closer to Na, who has essentially promised him a political relationship in exchange for attending his events, and helping him overcome the fact that, as you may know, his poll numbers aren't as good as they once were. Na is pursuing an agenda to both help Drew and keep him away from Willow. I think it will be interesting to see which of them breaks first, because we know something is going to happen, and there should be more questions in the next 2 weeks regarding what specifically happened with Heather's blood work in the GH lab, since independent lab tests seem to indicate that Drew is trying to set up a plan to avoid getting close to Willow. However, when he told Willow at the CIVO the other night that nothing is ever going to happen between them, she looked a little put out by that. Strongly suggest that the test was falsified. Top test tamperer Brad is back in the lab, but Portia had that vial of blood, and we know she didn't want those results to come out in Heather's favor. Are these two going to end up working together? They do have common goals in this situation. Based on those independent lab tests, Rick should be able to provide Heather with an encouraging update soon, and even though Liz has blocked him on Facebook, I don't think Rick will give up on her. I'm curious to see more of this Alexis and Heather. Vibrant and Pentonville, we'll see if they end up getting along or fighting. Those are all of our 2 spoilers. I appreciate you listening. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt. Please leave a comment. Please subscribe and return soon. I'm here to speak general healthcare with you 7 days a week. I appreciate your support as a listener, and you should follow us wherever you get podcasts so you don't miss the next episode. All of the main podcast formats, including Apple Podcast, have Soap Dirt. Spotify, Radio on iHeart, and more